Some things in anime are just too good to ever disappear. To some fans, maybe the answer is a good old tsundere. To others, maybe even a shonen classic in the form of filler episodes. But for today's video, the anime trope we'll be getting into is the ever-welcome bath episode. Now, hold your horses. This isn't just about any old ecchi bath episode, because this particular one is found in the universally loved recent anime hit, The Apothecary Diaries. And this may very well be the most boring and least eventful episode in the series, while also being one of the most important. So if you're curious as to why that is and why this is still an episode far better than many others, join us in diving right into it.
どうしたの、シャオラン。
どっかにいい働き口ないかな。
働き口?
A friend in need is a friend indeed. The entire episode starts us out with a very ordinary worry from Maomao's very ordinary friend, Xiaolan. And no offense to her, but when an episode starts out with a side character of all people posing such a question, you just know we're about to hit some relatively mundane hijinks. It's reminiscent of all those times in anime where someone brings up wanting to go to the onsen or a beach. Speaking of, this is sort of an ecchi episode, at least relative to how Apothecary Diaries usually is in regards to fan service. Nothing too crazy revealing, and the focus, as always, is on the conversations, constantly establishing character and building the foundations for the world. But I digress. Taking a few steps back, Maomao is essentially trying to figure out some job prospects for Xiaolan. Of course, we always see Maomao as helpful in one way or another, but it is refreshing to see her be helpful in a much more ordinary way, especially since it's for someone who's been with her since day one. But with that in mind, she can't exactly give her a referral to the Verdigris house, so she needs a plan B. And so the crux of the episode begins as Shisoi offers a hands-on solution to Xiaolan's worries. When you don't have any professional connections, just make one. And in the meantime, make some reasonable dough while doing it.
してください。優しくしますから。
The answer, of course, lies in massaging. A pretty no-brainer line of work in a place where stress is abundant and relaxation is sought after, both by lowly servants and high-ranking courtesans. So if you haven't realized by now, because of the nature of things, nothing much really happens in this episode. I mean, even with Maomao, her most awe-inspiring moment in this episode is her showing off a new hair removal technique. That's right. No poison, no medical knowledge, not even any detective-level deduction. A complete lack of what it means to be an apothecary. Or so it seems. It may look like we're just here to watch some waifus massage some other attractive waifus, but then again, there's just the nature of helping out. Sometimes it doesn't need any extravagance. Sometimes it just asks for a small bit of your time. And so here, we start to get a glimpse of the value of connection and what it means to truly help someone else. The very backbone of what it means to be an apothecary. While only a mundane showing, this is proof that Maomao has made a bond with many throughout the series that she may not have even intended. And as the series goes on, that bond will only be put to the test as she learns to truly move forward and decide who she wants to become, considering all her talents. Before moving on, if you like what you see, remember to like, share, and subscribe to see more awesome content like this one. And make sure to join the comments too if you want in on the apothecary discussions. Now, back to the video. The price of love. So was ogling well-endowed ladies the whole purpose of this bath episode? Well, no, it isn't. A very on-the-nose event on this episode comes in the form of the ever-adorable Lady Lishu. While also indulging in some of Maomao's special hair removal, she brings directly to us what exactly the next episode of the anime will be about. A dancing ghost in, you guessed it, her personal bath. And that right there is a pretty good transition if you ask me. It even utilizes our favorite thing on this channel, making use of small details to hint at bigger things. You see, during the bath episode, Maomao herself mentions how high-ranking concubines don't really visit the public bath, as they have their own at their place. So there must be a pretty good reason as to why she's here. And yeah, it indeed traces all the way back to when we first got introduced to Lishu. Due to her having an abundance of servants who hates her guts, she had no one to deal with the little ghostly problem she has at her bath. During a dark and windy night, she saw an all-white visage of a woman dancing in the other room. Upon checking it herself, no one else was close enough to have been the culprit. So now that we're done with the episode of Leisure, it's time for Maomao to get back on the saddle of her detective... I mean, apothecary ways. What's ultimately discovered though isn't as supernatural as you might think. It turns out the ghost was nothing more than an illusion formed with the help of moonlight and Li Shu's mirror, gifted by her mom. What follows is a somber thought by Li Shu. Due to her birth, her mother became sick and was unable to pursue dancing. This incident leads Li Shu to believe that this was all a manifestation of her troubled spirit in the afterlife. Filled with regret over her life lost, she dances right in front of the daughter who supposedly took it all away, who as well is filled with regret.
母様、この鏡を使わなくなっちゃったから怒ったのかな。だから出てきたのかな。
偶然が重なっただけです。
Choices, love, and regret. While the previous bath episode helped showcase the connections Maomao has now, is this episode a subtle hint at what awaits our titular heroine in the future of the series to come? Thankfully, that future may be quickly approaching for us fans, as yet another episode builds directly from this one. After building some street rep with her gentle hands of massaging, Xiaolan was gifted a fine hairpin by a low-ranking concubine. Maomao had never seen her happier. That is, until she forgot the golden rule of looking where you're going, and just like that, boom. Some ice gets ruined. Now, faced with a eunuch with no chill, Xiaolan is on the verge of receiving very harsh punishment. As you may be able to guess, ice in ancient times was pretty darn rare. Something about not having a refrigerator, I suppose? Did they really not have refrigerators back then? Add to that the concubine who had ordered the ice was Lolan, the one concubine Maomao wasn't chummy with. And yeah, Maomao does solve it in the end with a bit of Dr. Stone ingenuity, but the heart of this event lies in Maomao's very own heart. During the incident itself, she didn't hesitate to put herself in front of Xiaolan, defending her immediately. And when Jinshi teases Maomao about her reasons for going so far, she realizes herself that she won't be able to sleep well if she doesn't. A simple yet obvious proof of Maomao's love for her friend.
かりそめの姿で欺き続けるつもりですか、jinshi様。いえ、月の君。
Shaken but not stirred. Now for quite possibly the most important seed planted in any episode of Apothecary Diaries to this day. Of course, I could only be referring to the identity of Shisui. This is something fans of the anime wouldn't have quickly connected the dots to. After all, it's only 7 episodes after this bath episode that we finally get told the truth. But there were actually a good number of hints in this bath episode that pointed towards her hidden identity. For one, by the time Li Shu started being a part of the episode, didn't you notice how Shisui practically faded into nothingness? The whole message thing was her gig, yet she turns into a glorified background prop, not getting any words in for the rest of the episode. So yeah, as Maomao pointed out, she was trying her best not to be noticed by Li Shu, who could have maybe identified her as her fellow high-ranking concubine, Lolan. I must admit, it's a twist even I didn't see coming. I guess Maomao didn't have to try that hard inventing ice cream just to appease her. All this though is just one of the main reasons I love watching Apothecary Diaries over and over again. Besides Maomao's observations though, there is one other hint I noticed during a rewatch of the bath episode. Shisui immediately jumps into the bath, perfectly timed with Maomao mentioning how lucky it is for a servant to use a proper one. It's almost like she's used to it being way cooler than it usually is. And why is that? Well, it's because as Lolan, her baths would have been prepared for her, making her not used to the scorching temperatures of a public one. Maomao does catch this too, but Shisui's excuse of not getting in during that specific time of day was slick enough for a persuasion check. Or is it a seduction check? Shisui, the girl who barged in on season 2, quickly capturing both our hearts and Maomao's.
行く、行ってみる。
行く、行ってみろ。
見て見て、これなんて綺麗な色でぷっくりしてて可愛いんだ。
Was, after all this time, a spy. While still clearly having a soft spot for Maomao, was the bond between them truly genuine? What sort of evolution or tragedy will befall them moving forward? And will Maomao make it out of all this in one piece to begin with? A seemingly mundane episode filled with lukewarm feelings and and spicy sights. When examined more closely, it had webs all around, leading to many other plotlines, characters, and even twists. Just like how Maomao shouldn't be too sure about hanging around someone like Shisui, we too as viewers need a keener eye to fully appreciate the details, lest we fall into the trap of misunderstanding. I hope we didn't mislead you, for as we all saw, that episode was far from boring. But relative is relative, I suppose. But if you thought this episode wasn't boring too, do consider leaving a super thanks on this video. It truly means a lot. Hope you had fun with us dissecting an episode of Apothecary Diaries. If you can, do go over and smash that like button, and make sure to subscribe and share if you want to see more content like this one. Also, don't forget to comment down below what you thought of today's video. What did you think of the bath episode? What was your reaction to the twist about Shisui? We can't wait to hear it. As always, thanks for watching. We'll be seeing you again next time.